ready, I'll let you get going, and we'll continue to check in with the radar here every couple of minutes.
All right, sounds good. Zach, appreciate that. A lot of information to digest. Obviously, the storm moving very, very quickly. Almost as soon as it hits one area, it's already pushed into that next area. But strong winds, obviously, Zach mentions the potential for some hail, and then always the potential for kind of a spot-up tornado that can spin up real quick.
Yeah, and even as those heavy downpours of rain come, it can cause problems on the road. So whether you are waking up to a tornado warning or not, something to definitely keep in mind. But pay attention to the alerts that come through to your phone.
Yeah, we would like to take a look at some of these cameras in the area, the RDOT cameras, and kind of give you an idea of what you're seeing, what's going to be happening in the area where you live. Again, you might have heard the warning, saw some lightning or some thunder, looked out your window, and it could have already passed your area. But where are we taking a look at right here?
This is a live look on I-49 near the Pleasant Grove exit. So near exit 81 or so, you can see just some droplets of rain coming down, but definitely want to keep that in mind as that storm does move northeast. As Zach was mentioning, that Benton County is still technically under a tornado warning. So we're paying attention to what the National Weather Service is doing, if they're going to end up lifting that a little bit before 5 a.m. But as of right now, that area is considered to still be under a tornado warning. But you can see several cars out on the roads at this hour.
Yeah, let's keep moving on down the interstate, kind of get another idea of where we're looking at and kind of what people can see as the storm has moved through northwest Arkansas pretty quickly. In fact, it hit the Johnson area, I'd say around 4:15 this morning, and then has already pushed off into the Benton County area. That's how quickly the storm is moving through the area. A little bit more of a calm scene the farther down I-49 you get. You see a little bit less of the storm kind of in the sky and in the horizon. I know that when I was driving in this morning, there was a lot of lightning. It was a real lightning show in the Washington County area near Springdale, and so you can see some of the lightning off in the distance at this point in time right now. Again, the tornado warning still technically, I think, up for now, but Zach mentioning that the rotations and the winds had definitely died down quite a bit. So now it's really just a matter of how long the storm stays in the viewing area. The tornado warning we're hearing might actually be dropped just now, might have just now gotten dropped. We're going to turn to Michelle and Zach here in just a second, let them confirm that for us and let them take a closer look at the track of the storm and kind of where things are going. Obviously, this is a constantly flux and moving situation this morning as we kind of get you caught up on what you're hearing and what you're seeing as you wake up.
Yeah, and as of what I'm seeing on Twitter from the National Weather Service out of Tulsa, who does issue the tornado warnings for Arkansas, they tweeted 25 minutes ago that there was a tornado warning for our part of the state, which does include Springdale, Lowell, Bethel Heights. So that was still under a warning for the next 22 minutes or so. But this is a live look in Bentonville. Things have certainly calmed down outside. The roads are definitely wet as you take a look from our Jack Link's iCam there. Some droplets of rain coming down, so it looks like a little lull in this storm, which is certainly some good news. But as Zach was telling us, things could move into the River Valley a little bit later this morning. So if you're waking up with us in the River Valley right now, things are probably quiet at your house. But we do want to turn it back over to Zach for another update on this storm.
Yeah, thank you, Lauren and Ruben. Again, I have meteorologist Michelle Trotter in here, and she's going to be driving the radar for me as we take a look around the thunderstorms. Again, we'll start here. You can see it yourself. You don't have to have taken some meteorology classes here to see that this line of storms has weakened, so that's some good news. Michelle, actually, the Springfield radar, can we switch to that one if you move a little bit further north? Are we picking up, is this the Fort Smith radar that we're on?
This is, the Fort Smith.
Okay.
Change it to.
I just want to make sure we're not getting too far away from it. But overall, I think the radar to the north will also show the same thing, that this line of storms has weakened
This is
clearly.
Springdale.
Okay.
Springfield.
Yeah, so this storm we're looking the closest to the radar to the north, and again, it's falling apart. It's not as intense as it was as it moved through I-49, and it did pulse up. I mean, it was a solid line I'd been tracking coming out of east central Oklahoma for the last couple of hours. Just got right into our area, and then boom, got into some more favorable conditions and kind of just exploded. Again, there is still a lot of rotation, a lot of spin in the atmosphere this morning across northwest Arkansas, back down into the River Valley and east central Oklahoma, but it doesn't mean every storm's going to rotate. Again, we were watching the rotation coming out of northern Benton County, or excuse me, Washington County. Rotation passed right to the north of Fayetteville, tightened up right as it got to the Johnson exit, and then raced off towards the northeast. Again, I'm not seeing any rotation in there that's concerning currently right now. And sometimes National Weather Service will get in there, boom, and they'll expire the warning and cancel it and get it out of here. Other times they'll just go ahead and let it kind of set there. Okay, and okay, we'll do that. And but we still have the warning out technically. Another 20 minutes. We'll continue to watch it here. The rest of the area, there is a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Madison County too. So I know you're getting these alerts going off on your phone. I do think that Benton County, you're fine. You're in the clear from this warning and this storm. We still have more showers and thunderstorms that are going to continue to push through your area. Again, heavy rain, lightning, the potential for some pockets of small hail are mixed in there. We'll continue to watch that for you. I know Fayetteville, this is the strongest storm that's come through so far, Rogers, down towards Fayetteville. But you've got another round of some heavy rain that'll be coming through. Again, we were watching this. You can see it here. There's a little ball that you can see kind of rotate up the storm right there. That's that spin. So you can actually see it spinning, the thunderstorm, as it works up that line of storms. That is weakened, or actually that area of rotation that came over us. Looks like now it's worked its way into southern Missouri. So the area of rotation's out of here. They've trimmed back the warning now. It's still going for extreme northern Madison County into western portions of Carroll County. Again, we had no confirmation of a touchdown, and if it did touchdown, it was very brief, and it was going to be somewhere between Johnson and southeast side of Springdale. We'll continue to watch that for you and see if we hear anything. But again, it was very brief, and that's what you get with these setups. We talked about the last couple of days, brief spin-ups. If you're wondering what brief spin-ups are, this is it. Again, we're not tracking those individual supercell thunderstorms with this setup that produce those long-lived tracking storms that track for several miles. With these, again, sometimes they touch down and then they're gone before the warning even comes out. They're very brief. Again, you have a better chance to have more damaging wind gusts scattered in here than you do to have these tornadoes. And again, they're very brief. So we'll continue to watch the thunderstorm warning. We'll continue to stay on this tornado warning until it expires. Another 18 minutes is when it's set to expire. The National Weather Service out of Norman or out of Tulsa, excuse me, may go ahead and cancel it before then, but we want to make sure that we're on air here this morning covering it for you. So if you're just joining us, there was a tornado warning for Benton and Washington counties, possible brief spin up there. We saw the rotation tighten, a little couplet tighten there just over the Johnson area to the southeast of Springdale. No confirmation of a touchdown, but it did tighten enough to warrant the issue of a tornado warning. That rotation has moved out of Benton County. It's moved out of Washington County. Again, still tracking the thunderstorm, the line of thunderstorms that produced that area of rotation, pushing into extreme northern Madison and western Carroll counties. It still doesn't look anything like it did when it came through I-49, but we want to continue to cover it for you. So if you're waking up, you've got the alert, you want to know what's going on. That's why we're on the air this morning watching that. Michelle, let's go ahead and zoom back out. I know you were there. Let's just go ahead and zoom back out because I want everyone to see what's going on. We haven't forgotten you down towards the south. You haven't had a lot of activity this morning in Sebastian County or down towards LaFleur County. You're in the tornado watch. The county's in yellow here, but you've got a shield of rain that is continuing to build and moving into your area. And again, widespread severe weather, that's not what we're thinking this morning. Again, but we could see a few strong to severe storms, just like we had mix in northwestern Arkansas. We could get a couple more of those warnings pop up as we go through the morning hours. Just the way that the environment is, it's favorable for a few strong to severe storms to mix in this morning, just what we're going to have to deal with. We're also dealing with a lot of rainfall. Talked about it yesterday. 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches certainly looks possible. With the downpours that we've already seen in parts of the area this morning, certainly going to be possible for several places to get over 1 inch, and I wouldn't be shocked if we have some areas up around 2 inches of rainfall. This is all going to continue to slowly migrate off towards the east, and I think by 8, 9 o'clock, certainly by mid-morning 9-10, I think the severe threat should be to the east of us, and we should be wrapping up the backside. Still some lightning strikes and some heavy downpours. It's going to take a little time, but we'll continue to track it as we go through the morning hours. Again, Michelle, I'm not seeing anything too concerning when we've looked at velocity. Again, this is reflectivity, so we're looking at the rain falling from the clouds. Maybe some pockets of small hail mixed in. I'm not seeing anything too concerning on here. Again, it was for north of Fayetteville. We had a little tightening of some rotation. That has shifted off towards the northeast. And it was there. It was on radar. I mean, it pulsed up pretty quick. National Weather Service saw it. We saw it. And then that's why they issued the tornado warning pretty quickly. And you have to be on guard with these events. Sometimes later in the spring, you get those supercells that I've mentioned a couple of times. You can see those storms just take off, start spinning. You know the tornado warning's coming with these. It can happen just like that. You blink, you look at another area of Oklahoma or Arkansas, and you come back and, whoa, the next scan came out, and now you have some rotation out there. Again, the atmosphere is spinning this morning, so we'll have to watch. But I do think that the threat here currently, I know the warning's still there, but I don't currently see the threat for a tornado currently out there right now. We'll continue to watch it. Again, storms pulse up and down all the time. So we want to watch that and make sure this storm doesn't pulse up as it continues to push out of northern Madison County pretty quickly into Carroll County. Again, these storms are all moving about 40, 50 miles per hour. Michelle, you're doing a great job driving the radar here. Again, back towards the west. You're clear. You may have had the warnings go off to the southeast of Bentonville. You weren't in the tornado warning or the severe thunderstorm warning. You were just outside of it. But if you've had the warnings go off in eastern Benton County this morning or in Washington County, you're in the clear from the current storm that produced or prompted the warning. That storm has moved off towards the northeast, but we're still tracking more showers and thunderstorms. So you're still going to get some more rumbles of thunder. You're still going to get the lightning strikes outside the window. And you could still get some what sounds like pockets of small hail hitting the roof of your house. So we're going to continue to watch that for you. Let's go back down to the south, Michelle, if we can, and give the folks down in the River Valley another look. Also, actually, Michelle, can we just look at the tornado watch? I want to give everybody an idea of that, who's in the watch and who's not. I have it at the top of the show. There you go. Look at you. Working quick this morning. All right, so they've trimmed it back. Again, we watched the storms develop out towards the west, prompted several severe thunderstorm warnings overnight, thunderstorm watches. Here in the yellow, though, we did get a tornado watch overnight. This does go until 7 a.m. They've been trimming it back towards the west. We'll likely continue to trim off some more counties here in the next hour or so. But we're still under the tornado watch for Sequoyah County, LaFleur County, into Sebastian, Crawford, and Washington and Benton counties. There's the warning. These are the only warnings that we currently have. Again, the tornado warning started just east of I-49 in Washington County and has been tracking off towards the northeast ever since. The warning goes until 5 a.m. It looks like the National Weather Service is going to let this continue off for the next couple of minutes. We'll continue to watch this as maybe we'll look for some confirmation of if there's some damage out there. Michelle, are you keeping an eye on the chat?
Damage in Springdale, but it's not confirmed just yet. They're saying busted windows and backyard sheds are blown away, but it's not confirmed.
Yeah. So again, that may have been. Let's do this. Let's go back to radar, and can you slow it down?
Yes.
We'll go to velocity, and we'll track it as the couplet kind of tightened up as it came across the Johnson exit into the southeast of Springdale. And see if we can't just kind of back that up and kind of see how it played out and see if we can get an idea of where this kind of was. Actually, real quick, before you go to velocity, can you slow it down and kind of go frame by frame with the, okay, so you see it here. Back it up a little bit more if you can, Michelle. You see this is the line that we're watching, and you'll see this area, this little hook start to develop, and then you'll see it continues to spin, and you'll see the ball or the area of spin working up the line of storm, the line of storms here. You see how it kind of notches out there? That would be the potential tornado if we did. That's what prompted the tornado warning. And you'll see as you continue, Michelle, taking it forward, that area of rotation continues to fizzle out, fall apart, move into Missouri. We still have to watch this thunderstorm as it moves off towards the northeast. Okay. Do you want me to throw that over to Ruben and Laura? Do you guys have an update on some news? Okay. Ruben Lord's got an update for us. What do you guys got?
Yeah, we're just now hearing, thanks a lot, Zach and Michelle. Appreciate you guys doing what you're doing. Some breaking news this morning as the storms roll through. We are hearing there is a confirmed gas leak in Johnson.
Yeah, this is happening on Main Street right now. So we just got this confirmed, and we do have a crew there at the scene checking things out right now. But just keep that on your radar this morning if you need to drive in the Main Street area.
Yeah, we'll be keeping our eye on that and try to get the details confirmed. We're also hearing, as again, Michelle mentioned, there is a possibility of damage in Springdale, kind of in that area where the storm kind of kicked up really quick. And we are also hearing reports that there may be possible power outages here in the Northwest Arkansas area as well. We're about to dig into some of that and try to see what those numbers look like as well. So some of you may be waking up without power, might be watching us on your phones this morning, or maybe you have a loved one that lives in that area. Might be a good idea to at least check in on them.
Yeah, and our news director just reached out to the Washington County Emergency Manager, and so there are no confirmed reports of any damage right now other than that gas leak that's happening on 1583 Main Street in Johnson. But as far as the reports of any damage in Springdale right now, we're still working to get that confirmed.
Yeah, so whenever these storms happen, of course, it's the middle of the night or very early in the morning. The sun's not up. There's not as many people out, so it's hard to confirm some of that stuff until the sun comes up or until people have an opportunity to send crews out. So some of this stuff is going to be coming and going in information-wise as we learn it and as we can confirm it. Again, the storm seems to have settled down to a certain degree in some areas, but it did come through pretty hard, pretty heavy for a few minutes.
Yeah, and if you are waking up to any damage right now where you live and you can safely do so, take your phone and film it this way. You want to hold your phone horizontally.
Horizontal.
Yes,
Yeah.
Thank you.
I got you.
And send it through our Near Me feature on the 5 News app. You can also email it right to our newsroom at news@kfsm.com. And there are multiple ways to get that video to us, and just put your name next to it, where you live, and we'll certainly get that on the air.
The key that she said is doing it safely, though. Obviously, if there's some damage in your area, you don't want to go out if power lines are down. You don't want to go out if there's a tree down in your area and you're not sure what the situation looks like. You definitely want to be safe about that. But we definitely want to get you caught up on that. Now that we've had an opportunity to get you caught up on some of that other information, let's get it back to Zach and Michelle so they can get you caught up again on how the storm looks and where it's tracking right now. Hey, guys.
We have my mic back on there. Okay, so what I have here, again, velocity, is we're looking at the winds inside the storm. So we're not looking at the rain anymore. And Michelle, I'll let you take that frame by frame here. Again, I want to show you the area of circulation that we were looking at. And it was right here. And I know sometimes if you follow weather and you're a weather enthusiast, or these storms frighten you, and they should. We understand, we're sympathetic to those that just don't like thunderstorms, right? They just don't make you feel comfortable. Again, you've watched enough weather over the years where you're like, sometimes you see the reds, you see the greens, they're so well defined. They're not always, especially in these situations with these brief low-end tornadoes. They can pulse up so quick. But this was it right here as it kind of worked over I-49, right over the Johnson exit, came right over the station. And I think what happened is this is where, if we're going to have a tornado that touched the ground, it was going to be right here, south side of Springdale, as it was tightening. That couplet was tightening very rapidly as it came right over the station, right over the Johnson exit, and then went off towards the northeast, and may have touched down briefly. And then I think it lifted and weakened very quickly, too, because, again, we only had one frame that really showed that couplet there, prompted the warning. And then by the next scan, again, it takes a couple minutes. So we're always really looking into the past. We're never really seeing anything as it exactly is. So when we come and show you that latest scan, it's already a couple minutes behind. So that's why you got to be ready to go when we tell you there's a chance for severe weather. But this was that area of rotation as it slowly pulsed up, tightened right there, just to the southeast of Springdale, right near Highway 412. Looking at the data this morning, breaking down the radar, if we had a brief spin up, this is the area that I've seen so far that would make me think that's where we could have had a brief touchdown. Also, again, this was a severe thunderstorm, and we can go back to reflectivity, Michelle. This was a severe thunderstorm. We have the severe thunderstorm warning here, so we easily, even if we didn't have the brief spin up or the touchdown of the tornado, we could have had some damaging wind gusts in there. Again, this storm was being warned for. You can see it there. I mean, it's an intense storm. You got that backward C, a little bow echo. So you've got strong winds pushing in behind it, driving the rain forward, and the radar scans that and kind of gives you that bowing feature. So your strongest winds are going to be right there where you get that point there out ahead of it. And that's where we could have also wouldn't be shocked if there's some damaging wind gusts in there, 40, 50, up to 60 miles per hour. So certainly the possibility of some things being blown around, maybe some damage reports. We'll continue to try to confirm any of those that we get this morning. But as we went on further here over the last 30 minutes, the storm has weakened. We're still looking back to the west for more thunderstorms. You can let it play here, Michelle. Let's zoom out a little bit more. Again, if you're just joining us this morning, we do have a tornado watch for Northwest Arkansas back down into parts of the River Valley. Again, there is a lot of low-level shear, so there's spinning of the winds, and the wind speeds are increasing with high. So again, there's a lot of spin in the atmosphere, so any one of these thunderstorms could tap into that spin and create one of those brief spin-offs. Or these storms are moving pretty quickly too, 40, 50 miles per hour. They could also just produce what we call some straight line wind damage. But we're still looking down toward the south. You guys haven't had a lot of activity. Maybe one of the more favorable areas right now this morning for the possibility of a few more strong to severe storms to mix in. So we have not forgotten you down around LaFleur County, Sequoia County, Sebastian, Scott, Logan. We're going to continue to watch this as we go through the morning hours as these thunderstorms coming out of southeastern Oklahoma. Not warned right now, but just like we saw a little bit ago, the thunderstorms can pulse up very quickly. More heavy rain is moving into the I-49 corridor. Nothing is severe right now. It's below severe limits, and that's good news. Nothing of concern is what that I'm seeing here on radar. Michelle, are you seeing anything that you think we should point out? Okay, so not seeing anything either. All right, so we do still have the tornado warning. Again, extreme north central portions of Madison County into western Carroll County. I'm not seeing anything on radar. I'm surprised we haven't already just gone ahead and canceled the warning, but it does still officially go until 5 a.m. So we're going to continue to watch that here for another couple of minutes. We want to make sure anybody just tuning in and the warning's out there. We're following it. We've been tracking it since it started just east of 49 in Washington County, but currently not seeing anything concerning right there as the storm is overall weakened as it continues to lift more towards Missouri, but we want to keep our eyes on it. Ruben, Laura, you guys got any new information, anything you'd like to add this morning?
Yeah, definitely. Appreciate you, Zach, and Michelle, doing what you're doing over there. Laura, I know we've got some updates on some of the information that's been going on.
Yeah, so first we want to take a look at, I believe this is where the gas leak is happening on Main Street in Johnson, but you can see multiple vehicles out there, emergency crews working this gas leak that is confirmed in the 1500 block of Main Street there in Johnson. And then, Ruben, you were tracking a power outage through SWEPCO.
We do have Tiffany Lee live out at in Johnson. They'll be bringing us live reports as soon as they can get closer and get a little bit more information. This is a live look at your SWEPCO map. It gives you an idea of some of the power outages. SWEPCO reporting more than 8,800 customers, 8,800 plus customers without power this morning. 8 separate outages have been reported. So even though there may not have been a long-standing tornado, obviously those wind gusts creating some serious problems and creating some power outages for a lot of people in the Northwest Arkansas area. There's going to be more than 8,000 people, nearly 9,000 people waking up without power this morning as they get up as these storms have rolled through. So a lot of other activity happening around the actual storm itself. Again, there's also been the report of some damage in Springdale.
Yeah, and I want to really quickly touch on the power outages because we're here in our newsroom right now at around 4:20 this morning. A little bit before that, our power actually went out at the station here, and luckily we have generators that kicked the power back on so we could bring you the latest on this tornado warning that we're going through right now and the latest on these storms. But we had a power outage here in the newsroom. Our generators kicked on, and that's why we're able to broadcast to you now. So I can imagine why there are thousands of power outages at this hour. But this is a live look back at where that gas leak is happening in Johnson on Main Street.
Yeah, we also want to get you caught up on the fact that we mentioned there's some potential damage in Springdale. Springdale police we have heard from Springdale police that damage is just north of the mall, in the mall area. So that kind of gives you an idea of where some of that, maybe some of those strongest winds, maybe some of that potential damage took place. I know that Zach and Michelle are getting ready to get you caught up on the next batch of radars. They've updated their radar screens and kind of gotten that close up. We wish we wanted to get you caught up on some of the other issues, so the gas leak, the damage, and of course the power outages going on.
Yeah, and we're also hearing from some of our viewers already at this hour. A woman in Springdale says that she already has some damage that she's seeing on her porch in Springdale. So if you're waking up to any damage this morning, again, we want to remind you if you can safely do so, take some video holding your phone horizontally and certainly send that to us, whether you email us at news@kfsm.com or you use the Near Me feature on our free 5 News app. Definitely a great tool to have to get those weather notifications sent right to your phone.
Yeah, you can hear the thunder coming right through the roof right now. Zach, you and Michelle ready for another round? I know you guys have a lot more information you want to give to the people.
Yeah, we're just a couple more minutes away from seeing this tornado warning expire and the thunderstorm warning as well. I don't think they're going to be reissuing anything just from what the National Weather Service is saying and then from what we're seeing here on radar. Again, we still do have that tornado watch out for the counties in yellow here. That goes until 7 a.m. From what I'm seeing here and talking to Michelle as well, we may end up having the better potential for any more severe warnings to come out, maybe migrating back down towards the south, west central Arkansas back into east central Oklahoma. This may be the area for us that we have to start watching. Still watching these thunderstorms pushing into northern Franklin and then southern Madison County. We're still watching you in Johnson County here. And again, we'll be watching Scott and Logan counties. We've still got these thunderstorms out towards the west. There's a lot of spin in the atmosphere. You can almost see, looks like you can see some spin just in the rain here. You kind of see the spin there. So again, these storms, there's a lot of rotation in the air this morning. So again, any of these thunderstorms could tap into that, not only produce the possibility of some damaging wind gusts, but could prompt a few more of these tornado warnings. We want to see that. You got to take them serious because, again, with the way the atmosphere is, with the setup that we have currently early this morning, these storms could, again, they could be very quick, could produce some of these tornadoes. And they could, again, by the time the tornado warning comes out, which is almost kind of what happened with the tornado warning in eastern Washington County, by the time the warning comes out, the tornado, if it was on the ground, could already lift again. So you got to be ready to go. Bottom line, widespread heavy rain, gusty winds, lightning, pockets of some small hail are looking possible for a good portion of the area. We're all going to see the heavy rain. Everyone's going to get the heavy downpours this morning as you're heading out for your morning commute. Not everyone's going to see the severe weather, but I do think we could see a couple more warnings as we go through the morning. So we'll continue to watch the cluster of thunderstorms again working into east central Oklahoma and eventually into west central Arkansas into the River Valley. Fort Smith, you've kind of been on the edge there with some shower and thunderstorm activity, and you can see all the red. So again, they're going to produce some heavy downpours. Let's go back to the north. Let's see what our warnings look like, Michelle. See if those warnings are finally off the map, and there they are. So again, Ruben, Laura, we are currently under no severe thunderstorm warnings. No tornado warnings, so that's good news. But with some of the thunderstorm activity we've already seen come in this morning, we've had some damage reports. You've got the strong wind gusts out there that can cause power issues. Got a lot of lightning with these storms, too. That could be causing some power issues out there. All in all, and absolutely a noisy morning here as we go through the rest of the morning here for Northwest Arkansas and Oklahoma on this Wednesday morning. We're going to continue to watch the possibility of some severe weather down towards the south. Here's what I can do for you, Ruben. I'll throw it back to you in just a second. Let's go ahead and let me show you future track radar. We haven't done that just yet, and I want to show you, give you an idea. We've looked at the radar. We've seen what's happening. Now, let's go ahead and get you through the rest of the morning and show you what is to come. Again, we're looking at temperatures in the 60s, 70s. This is what we're talking about, too. I mean, you've got an atmosphere down here that's untouched in the River Valley. You've got warm temperatures, you got muggy temperatures, some spin in the atmosphere. This is why this is the next area to kind of watch, this untouched atmosphere down here that could get another warning or two or just some strong thunderstorms to push through. All right, hour by hour. Okay, hour by hour here, we're going to continue to track the showers and thunderstorms moving through. You see this? Here's the latest radar scan right here. You see that pink and purple violet color showing up there. Models saying, hey, we could get a couple more strong storms to pulse up as we go through the morning. So many times we see thunderstorms weaken as they move from Oklahoma into Arkansas during the overnight hours. Not the case. We're actually seeing this kind of intensify a little bit. It's going to continue to work off towards the east. Again, by 8, 9, 10 o'clock, the severe weather is moving off towards the east. We still could be lingering here with some showers and some thunderstorms. May get a little bit of a break. We're going to get a cold front to come in this afternoon. North winds are going to take over. Temperatures are going to dive into the 40s. We could get a couple extra little thunderstorms to try to get going. Again, update. We do have the tornado watch out there. no longer are we under a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning. We do have the capabilities and possibilities of seeing a couple more warnings as we go through the morning. We'll continue to watch these thunderstorms as they progress out of Oklahoma into Arkansas. Ruben, Laura.
All right, thanks a lot, Zach. I appreciate that. It's good to see that those warnings have been taken away. They're no longer active. Let's get you caught up on kind of what happened this morning as you're just now waking up.
Yeah, so just before 4:30 this morning, before our newscast is set to start, we were issued a tornado warning in Washington County as well as Benton County. And so that storm started moving northeast, which was a good sign to see. There was some rotation in that storm, but it started to weaken as it continued moving northeast.
Yeah, so as the storm went through, we were able to get we've been able to hear confirmation of several different incidents. A gas leak in Johnson, some damage also in Springdale.
Yeah, the police were saying that was north of the mall, so we're working to find out exactly where that happened. But then even some of you, our viewers, are waking up to some damage already this morning. A woman in Springdale emailing us that she has some damage to her porch at her house, so she's going to be sending us some pictures, and we'll be sure to bring that to you a little bit later. But if you're waking up to damage, certainly let us know. We do want to catch you up on the power outages.
Yeah, more than 10,000 people in the viewing area currently without power this morning as you wake up. About 8,800, almost 8,900 people without power. 8,800 people without power in the SWEPCO area, in the SWEPCO served areas. And then in Ozark Electric, they've got about 2,700 people currently without power. So that's going to put, again, more than 10,000 people in the viewing area waking up without power this morning. All right, so that's kind of where we're at right now. There will still continue to be some storms throughout the morning. Obviously, Zach and Michelle will continue to track those for us, and we will break in any time that they become any warnings or watches are announced. But I think we're going to take it to break real quick, and then we'll come back and get 5 News This Morning started off again.
All right, we'll be right back.
Yeah, thanks for the water.
So
You're welcome.
is Springdale police? Oh, 'cause
That's my question.
Oh, yeah.
We were just trying to confirm if that was.
So the damage in Springdale, are police saying that's north of the Northwest Arkansas Mall? I'm kind of confused.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And a lot of people were saying that's the
Okay.
Brookhaven apartments. There's a lot of damage in
Okay.
trailers.
That doesn't shock me. Whenever you get that much wind.